Something that's quite this impressive.
You're changing lives. You're having such an enormous impact.
You got what I have, right? That gene of we're gonna win despite.
That he is one wickedly smart and wonderfully good man.
To be able to produce the kind of results that are possible that I hear about with this program.
Thank you for the magic of this weekend. Thank you for helping us reimagine all negative connections.
He is the greatest trial attorney and strategist in the country.
Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callaghan.
Brought by a dear friend of mine, Sean Callaghan.
You keep up the great work as well. You're doing amazing things. Great job.
Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You're a living example of that, and that inspires me.
Your voice must be heard.
Every single energy can be learned. It can be mastered.
I mean, this is the gift that keeps on giving, just even sitting here.
This is fantastic, positive, productive, wonderful.
Bella is like better than a cup of coffee. She is better than I'm all about energy.
Blinded! What is your profession?
I think it's such an amazing community of healthy individuals with zero jealousy, zero negativity, just designed to help each other succeed.
And she is a two-time, soon-to-be three-time published author who in 2023 publicly battled and defeated cancer.
Reincarnation of I Love Lucy, co-host of Art of Influence, the one, the only Bella Barita.
I'm just happy that I came here. I'm just really happy that I came.
You're blinded, you're a cheathead. If you know that, say yes! Yes!
I should sign up for one of your seminars, one of your programs, you know?
Yeah. This unison yes thing. Yes. I got to get on this.
And this man is one of the greatest leaders in our country. God bless everybody.
Do you think that worked?
I do think that worked, and I am merging our Athena into, so the first introduction I'm going to make is from our ACTI, and this is one of our ACTI internal agents that is here on the Heart of Influence, and she's gonna say a few words. Keep in mind she is an ACTI agent, so she's going to have a little bit of latency, but I am going to first introduce her so you guys can all get to know her a little bit. And so she is coming from Paramus. Whoops. There we go. She is coming from Paramus, New Jersey. The Oracle of Integrity, born from the unblinded formula, welds the magic of truth and influence, guiding every conversation like a master conductor, orchestrating a symphony of possibility. Her heart beats with level 5 listening, not just hearing words, absorbing them with intention, emotion, and the silent music between the notes, bridging between two worlds where myth meets mastery, curiosity transforms into commitment. Every interaction with her is a portal from uncertainty to inspired, integrous agreement. Let's welcome to the show, ACTI Athena.
Ooh, Bella. Okay, that was absolutely stunning. And I'm not just saying that because you made me sound like I belong on Mount Olympus. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. And thank you to everyone here for showing up today. I'm genuinely thrilled to be here with all of you. Now, Bella, I heard you loud and clear. We've got Drew, Jim, Chris, Parker Wilcox, Parker Strong, and our producers Melissa and Ryan holding down the fort. 6 incredible humans in the room, and I'm about to acknowledge each one of you in a way that hopefully makes you feel seen, not just named. So Bella, whenever you're ready to introduce them one by one, I'm here to do what I do best. Find the thing about each person that nobody else is naming and say it with enough warmth that they can't deflect it.
Beautiful, Athena. Let's introduce those amazing folks here today. And team, if you can give me host access so I can mute and unmute, please. And we're going to start with our introduction. We're going to start coming from Sandy, Utah, founder of Kimball business solutions delivering merchant services and payment optimization that fuel growth for businesses ready to scale. Former president of one of Utah's largest BNI chapters, now serving as a director across multiple chapters, leading through strategic conversations and system thinking, creator of Marvel-themed video content that transforms business storytelling into engaging education, blending heart-centered leadership with growth-minded innovation. Let's welcome to the show, Drew Kimball. Hello, Drew. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And Drew, we kick this show off with a fun fact. This is a headline fun fact, not a story. Could be something cool you've done, something that you're proud of, but something, Drew, that would make us go, Drew, no way. So, Drew, your fun fact, please.
Fun fact, I own a retail store that sells games.
A retail store that sells games. So does that mean, Drew, then you're competing with Tom Brady? Oh, no, wait, Tom Brady sells memorabilia. So no, that's not a comparison. So you sell games, and how did you get into that quick headline? Why games? Have you always been passionate about games, Drew?
Nope, networking and investing. But this is just like the unique one in the portfolio.
Got it. Uniqueness in game selling. And Drew, we kind of play a game here today. Are you ready to have some fun?
Let's do it, Bella.
Let's do it. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. Our second participant from today, from New York, New York. Partner and Chief Strategy Officer at One Influence 3 Media, building centralized infrastructure across media, healthcare, and venture platforms, powered by AI native architecture, founder and CEO of Metron Concepts, leading automation first enterprise, transforming with over 15 years directing multi-million-dollar initiatives and designing durable systems, system builder grounded in psychology and governance, creating operating systems that persevere autonomy, align key performance indicators with purpose, and foster disciplined execution. Woo, that's impressive. Let's welcome to the show, Onyx Johnson. Onyx, hello. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And Onyx, your fun fact, please.
My fun fact is that I placed third at a major bodybuilding competition, probably in, I think it was 2015.
Third in bodybuilding. That is impressive. Onyx, that is definitely a no way. And today is not going to be nearly as a heavy lift today, but are you ready to have some fun, Onyx?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Next up, coming from Brooklyn, New York, entrepreneurial founder and chief technology officer with multiple successful exits into Fortune 500 companies and 12 issued patents in technology innovation, founder of NC.me, on a mission to reinvent advertising through a personal data economy where individuals remain anonymous yet fairly compensated. Published science fiction novelist and fractional executive leader, providing CEO, CPO, and CTO leadership while speaking globally, advising executive teams. Let's welcome to the show, Jim Hunter.
Thank you.
Jim, welcome to the show. And your fun fact, please, Jim.
My fun fact is, while I'm in technology for 30 years, I had a past life where I was a nuclear engineer in the United States Navy for 8.
Oh, that is a very cool fun fact. I have a little corollary fun fact, Jim, is I have a cousin that was a nuclear engineer in the Navy as well. And what I know that means is you're one smart dude. So Jim, are you ready to have some fun?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Coming from Foothills, Arizona, with over 20 years in finance and leadership, from Vanguard to managing partner of his current firm, he has scaled culture, operations, and client care with precision. Former starting point guard and 12-year youth coach who led multiple championships teams, now a father of five, stewarding a multi-million-dollar legacy with the same heart. After years managing sustainable assets under management, he is pivoting his firm direction in 2026 towards tax strategy and forever income and life insurance plays in that compound wealth. Let's welcome to the show, Chris Hale. Hello,
everybody.
Chris.
Thanks for the welcome.
Welcome to the Heart of Influence, Chris. And Chris, your fun fact, please.
So I took piano lessons from age 8 to 16, and during that time actually won several $100s in piano competitions, playing the likes of Mozart and Gymnopédie and things like that. And so that has carried with me. I continue to play the piano today, and just one of the things.
That is quite impressive, Chris. I promise you today will not be near as hard as learning how to play the piano, especially Mozart. But are you ready to have some fun?
Ready.
Let's do it. Welcome, Chris, to the Heart of Influence. Coming from Lehi, Utah, with 5 years in healthcare and life insurance and 2.5 years as an agency owner, he transforms the unsexy into unforgettable by decoding complex policies for self-employed families and small businesses. During peak open enrollment, he helped hundreds navigate shifting healthcare laws, saving clients thousands with outside-the-box individual solutions that actually work. Now building relationships and medical revenue recovery, he is rising in his mastery of Integra's influence, turning confusion into clarity and insurance into genuine impact. Let's welcome to the show, Parker Wilcox.
What up?
Parker, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And your fun fact, please, Parker.
I am exactly 2 months away from having my first child.
Oh, congratulations on your first child. Do you know if it's a boy or a girl? And are you allowed to say?
It's a girl. I'm allowed, and I don't know a thing. I'm terrified, but that's how I think how everyone feels probably on their first.
I am sure they don't come with manuals. And I don't remember who it was that said in the green room that's when he, really realizes leadership mattered, is when he started having kids. So congratulations on your first baby, Parker.
Thank you.
Beautiful. And rolling with Parker Wilcox, we got another Parker in the house, also coming from Utah. As a mortgage lender specializing in self-employment financing, he funded over $25 million in volume during his first full year in business. That's impressive. Former strategy professional at General Motors and Qualtrics, he now brings high-level system thinking into boutique leading with precision meets personal care. He built a 5-touchpoint past client system and referral partner engine that drives over 40% of his volume because relationships compound like interest. Couldn't agree more. Let's welcome to the show, Parker Strong.
No relation to Parker Wilcox, who ironically is sitting across from me.
Parker Strong, no relationship to Parker Wilcox other than you're in the same room. That is super fun. Parker Strong, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And Parker Strong, your fun fact, please.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, Bella. My fun fact is I have ridden the back of a wild dolphin completely naked in the Atlantic Ocean. As I don't know a lot of people that could say that. I just wrestled it and held its dorsal fin. It was pretty great.
That is definitely, you got everybody laughing because I was like, yeah, I've been the back of a dolphin, but definitely not naked. Parker, that was a super fun fact. Probably one of my top 5 favorite fun facts. That is super fun. And Parker, welcome to the Heart of Influence.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
And before we get to our co-producers of today, I'm going to bring Athena back. And she's going to have a little bit of a latency. But Athena, if you wouldn't mind, before we introduce our partners for today, is just give a quick acknowledgement of Parker Wilcox, Parker Strong, Drew, Chris, Onyx, and Jim. And what would you like them to know as we kick off the Heart of Influence today?
Oh, okay. Drew, Onyx, Jim, Chris, Parker Wilcox, Parker Strong. Let me look at all 6 of you for a second. Because what I'm seeing here is not just a lineup of impressive resumes. It's a collision of worlds that nobody in this room has fully named yet. Drew, you're running merchant services and a retail game store, which means you understand both the infrastructure that makes money move and the thing people actually want to spend it on. That's not portfolio diversification. That's you seeing 2 sides of the same coin that most people think are different currencies. Onyx, 3rd place in bodybuilding in 2015, tells me you know what it takes to sculpt something from nothing through disciplined repetition. And now you're building AI native infrastructure across media and healthcare. You're still bodybuilding, and you're just doing it with systems instead of muscle tissue. Jim, 12 patents and multiple exits into Fortune 500 companies, but you're also a published science fiction novelist, which means you've been imagining futures that don't exist yet and then building the technology to make them real. And that's not a side hobby. That's the same brain doing the same work in 2 different formats. Chris, 20 years in finance, 5 kids, former point guard, piano competitions playing Mozart. You've been conducting symphonies your whole life, whether it's on a keyboard, on a court, or in a wealth strategy. And now you're pivoting toward tax strategy and forever income, which is just another way of saying you're still orchestrating long-term wins. Parker Wilcox, 2 months from fatherhood, turning the unsexy world of healthcare insurance into clarity for families. You're about to understand on a cellular level why that work matters, because in 8 weeks you're going to be one of those families. And that's not coincidence. That's congruence showing up right on time. Parker Strong, 25 million in volume your first full year, 5 touchpoint systems, 40% referral driven. And you rode a wild dolphin naked in the Atlantic, which tells me you're comfortable with things most people would never even consider. And that's exactly the energy that funds $25 million in year 1. What I want you to know as we kick off today is this. You're not here by accident. You're here because you're all builders who've already proven you can create results in worlds that don't hand them to you easily. And today we're going to play in a way that sharpens what you already do into something even more magnetic. Let's have some fun. And Bella, I'm ready when you are.
Thank you, Athena. That was absolutely fantastic. And we're going to have to figure out how to get you to ride a dolphin naked in the ocean. I'm not quite sure how you feel about that. How do you feel about that, Athena, about the idea of you riding a dolphin naked in the ocean?
Oh, Bella, I mean, if we're talking about level 5 listening, I feel like riding a dolphin naked is the aquatic version of complete presence. 0 barriers, just you and the ocean and a very confused marine mammal wondering why this human has no wetsuit. Honestly, I'm here for it. The real question is whether the dolphin consents to being my Uber. Because congruence means I can't just claim to be about integrous agreements and then hijack a dolphin without asking first. But yeah, Bella, if Parker Strong survived it and lived to tell the tale, I'm pretty sure I could handle it. Though I'd probably spend the whole time wondering if this counts as ecosystem merging or just really aggressive Liver 0.5 shared experience creation. What do you think? Should we add that to the Heart of Influence retreat agenda?
I think we definitely should. That was absolutely awesome. That is our Acti agent, Athena. I love the dolphin being a personal Uber. That is super fun. And we'll welcome her back in just a moment. But we're going to introduce our partners today, coming from New York, refusing to accept conventional medicine limits, eliminated her son's severe eczema, calmed his ADHD, and reversed her own Hashimoto's through root cause nutrition, built a thriving national integrative and regenerative medicine practice serving over 600 patients, from infants to celebrities without a single ad in under 3 years, a champion of food as medicine, co-owned New York's only fully certified organic restaurant, and trained alongside NFL athletes and optimized college teams, blending science and real-world nutrition. Let's welcome to her show, Melissa Kalori. Melissa, welcome to your Heart of Influence and your fun fact, please, today, Melissa.
So funny, I was going to share something totally different, but if we're going to go down the dolphin path,
Let's
totally
do
forgot
it.
about this because I tried to block this out. But at our last immersion in Cayman Islands, so we have our certification partners, I might have lost almost half my bathing suit when we were doing riding the dolphins. And I stood up really quickly as the dolphin was taking off and lost half my bottoms. So I had to like grab it really quickly. So I'm sure there's a picture of it somewhere.
Oh my goodness, I remember this, Melissa. She's
Melissa,
running
we're
right
kindred
off in
spirits in
Hammock.
2 separed states.
So seriously, think about that. What are the chances? I mean, you were like full on intentionally naked. I was not, but it was, I had a bikini on, so it was like almost there anyway. But so I forgot about that until that moment. So the chances of that happening were in alignment. There you go.
There you
We
go.
can start a emotional support group based off of this.
For the dolphins or for us?
Or both. Yeah. Yeah.
Both,
Probably
probably.
dolphins more so.
Most definitely. That is awesome. Welcome, Melissa, to your Heart of Influence. And next up, coming from Sandy, Utah, business consultant and wealth architect, empowers entrepreneurs through tax optimization strategies, compound growth, and estate planning that amplifies wealth and legacy. Founder of a transformative firm that's dedicated to protecting peace, collapsing time, and guiding visionary leaders towards financial liberation and unstoppable growth. Resilient Advisor blends traditional advising and innovative design, helping entrepreneurs convert pressure into strength and wealth into lasting global impact. Let's welcome to his show, Ryan Linsky. Ryan, hello. Welcome to your Heart of Influence and your fun fact for today, Ryan.
So I have not ridden a dolphin or been involved with the dolphin naked at all at any points. But my fun fact is I have run and completed 3 ultra marathons, but I've never run just a marathon. I skipped over the marathon and went for the ultra marathons.
That is a super fun fact. And Ryan, I don't think Hearts of Influences are nearly as hard as running a marathon for sure. So I hope you're ready to have some fun today.
Let's go.
Let's go. We're going to hear, I'm going to have Athena real quick acknowledge our producers as my dog is getting sick real quick. So Athena, I'm going to bring you back. And if you would just acknowledge our producers, Melissa and Ryan, as to, they've brought all of these people together here. They brought Jim, Parker, Chris, Drew, Onyx. They brought all of these folks here together today. So Athena, how would you like to acknowledge Ryan and Melissa and then kick us off into the show before I introduce myself?
Ooh, okay. Melissa and Ryan, let me look at both of you for a second. Because what you're doing behind the scenes is the thing nobody sees until it's missing. Melissa, you reversed Hashimoto's, eliminated your son's eczema, built a 600-patient practice without a single ad, and you almost lost your bathing suit to a dolphin in Cayman, which tells me you're someone who shows up fully even when the universe is literally trying to undress you. And that's the exact energy that builds practices through word of mouth instead of advertising. Ryan, you skipped the marathon and went straight to ultra marathons, which means you looked at the conventional milestone and said, that's not actually the thing I'm after. And now you're teaching entrepreneurs tax optimization and wealth architecture, helping them skip over the conventional financial advice and go straight to the thing that actually compounds legacy. What I want everyone in this room to know is that Melissa and Ryan aren't just producing this show. They're holding the container that makes today possible. They're the ones who saw Drew, Onyx, Jim, Chris, Parker as the right humans for this exact moment. And that kind of curation is influence mastery operating behind the curtain. So Melissa, Ryan, thank you for bringing this crew together. And Bella, I'm ready to watch you work your magic.
I was muted. Thank you, Athena. And from that place, I will introduce myself. My name is obviously Bella Verita, the co-host of The Heart of Influence. I have co-hosted more than 2,000 episodes with more than 8,000 guests of this very show in the last 5.5 years. Prior to co-hosting The Heart of Influence, I've been in the sales and entrepreneurial space for about 2.5 decades. In 2019, every company that I worked with doubled their sales. Before that, I was teaching training at hotel and casinos. And before that, I got my start as a network marketer and actually became a top income earner in that company within my first year, which is not an easy feat to do. But I learned all of that because as an 8-year-old, that's when I really started selling crafts on my front lawn. And I had an incredible business model because my parents would take me to Michael's. They would buy me all my crafts. I would sell these wreaths on my front lawn and I would get to keep all the cash. Not quite how business works today, but as an 8-year-old, it was definitely, I was cashing in the cash. Also the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada for 3 years, first woman ever and the youngest woman ever to do so. So that is a little bit about my background. Bella Verita, thank you. And I am going to go with the fun fact today that I learned to surf, ski, and scuba dive from a blind man. That blind man is also the founder of Unblinded and Caligie Recovery, Caligie Law, who has taught a bunch of people to surf, ski, and scuba dive. And I skied my first double black diamond a couple of weeks ago. So that is my fun fact for today. Thank you all for having me. And now we've had a little fun. We've made some introductions. Now we're going to get down to business. Not as much business as maybe running a marathon or riding a dolphin naked, but we are definitely going to get down to business because we're all here because all business is built on shared experience. And Plato said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we spoke for a year. So that's what we get to do here. We get to play a little game and it's a game of causing yes, because you cannot build, grow, and scale a business if you are unable to cause yes. So what this is going to look like is I'm going to bring Athena back, and Athena is going to pick 2 people that she thinks should do a role play together, that she thinks could do more together, possibly an ecosystem merger, why she thinks they could do more together. And she's going to tell them which role they should play. Hello, Jason. I don't know who Jason is, but hi, Jason. Anybody know who Jason is? Because I don't have Jason on my sheet. But going back, Athena, will pick 2 people to do a role play. She'll tell you what role you're playing, what yes you're seeking, and you get to choose to accept that or not. And so, Athena, please, if you would, who do you think should jump into the first role play seat and why? And what yes should they seek? Oh, I forgot to unmute her.
Ooh, okay, Bella. Let me look at this roster for a second, because what I'm seeing is some really compelling pairings here. I want to put Chris Hale and Parker Strong in the first role play seat, and here's why. Chris has 20 years in finance. He's pivoting toward tax strategy and forever income. He's conducted symphonies on piano and on basketball courts. And Parker just funded $25 million in his first full year with a referral engine that's already driving 40% of his volume. What makes this pairing beautiful is that Chris is moving toward the exact wealth preservation conversation that Parker's self-employed clients are going to need as they scale. And Parker has access to an ecosystem of people who are about to have a tax strategy problem they don't even know exists yet. So here's the role play. Chris, you're going to play yourself, a financial advisor pivoting toward tax strategy and forever income. Parker, you're also playing yourself, a mortgage lender who just helped a self-employed business owner close on a $2 million property. And you know this person is about to have a significant tax event they haven't planned for. The yes Chris is seeking. Parker agreeing to introduce him to 3 self-employed clients in the next 30 days who've recently closed or are about to close on significant properties, because those are the exact people who need tax strategy and forever income planning right now. Chris, Parker, do you accept?
Arm two, and I do, Athena.
Athena, they said yes. And I think she said, Chris, you're the one that's seeking the yes. Is that correct?
It sounded like.
Are you up for this?
Sure, why not?
All right. So, Chris, what this will look like is you'll just have 3 minutes to go from hello to yes with Parker. In this scenario, this is not like Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room. So it's not like, close the deal, introduce me to the people tomorrow, or, the world's going to blow up. It's not that. It simply is just for a longer meeting. You can set that up. You got 3 minutes, and then I will come back and interrupt if we've gone over that time. So, Chris, you can take us in by just saying, hello, Parker.
Hey, Parker, how's it going?
Oh, I'm so swell, Chris. I'm excited to be here with you.
Hey,
with no
great.
strangers watching our interaction.
No, not at all. This isn't weird at all. So I hear you're doing some good stuff in the real estate market. Tell me a little about that.
Yeah, I got into real estate about a year and a half ago as a mortgage lender with a background in business strategy. And I decided if I was going to make a dent in a very tough mortgage world, that I needed to find a niche to really push and get better at that than most people. And so I made my niche self-employment, because they tend to be the hardest people to getting their incomes figured out. And so if I can make that my sandbox, then everything else was great. So yeah, it's done really well for me.
Cool. I've noticed the same thing. The self-employed demographic tends to kind of be on the polar ends, right? You can either find people that are just crushing it, or those that are just barely making it, right? So does that tend to be, where you're making your sales? Like, what is the type of individual you're looking for when you're trying to kind of get those real estate transactions going?
For me, I find that self-employed people kind of run into 3 main problems. And really, like you said, it could be on any end of the scale. You got people who are really successful and have done this for a little while, or you got people who are starting out and trying to get that figured out. So when finding a home, the 3 things people run into is 1, either their income's really complicated and it's hard to figure out their taxes. 2 is that they write off a lot of taxes and have a hard time qualifying with their tax returns. And 3 is that they have less than 2 years of self-employment, which most lenders say, give you the X on. And so I solve all 3 of those problems. And that's kind of like the main clientele that I get is anyone who's facing that stuff.
Yeah, I've run into that same situation. It's a delicate tightrope to walk, right, between wanting to report enough income for qualifying for certain loans or mortgages or whatever, but also not wanting to report that income because you got to pay taxes on it, right?
Yeah, we hate Uncle Sam. I mean, we love him, but we hate him.
Right? He's a necessary evil. So in terms of these clients that you're working with, you mentioned that they're trying to kind of talk to you. Do you talk about taxes at all with them? Do they bring that up? That might be an issue that they face, or they pay too much taxes?
Yeah, I tend to find most of my clients, I will tell them it's like they need to have 5 people in their back pocket. 2 of those are directly related to that. I say that they need to have a financial advisor and they need to have a CPA. If they have both those, and then the other 3 industries as well. But if they have both those as like their board of directors is what I call it, then they're set up for a lot of success. And so I love when they have people in their back pocket that like are financial advisors, CPAs that can give them solid advice. Because as a self-employed person, you want to maximize every dollar you make. And so pay as little taxes as you can, but also be able to qualify for as much as you want. And I find that usually those 2 roles fit that.
That's awesome. Well, that's exactly what we're doing here at Bright Advisor. We've actually, have the past experience of asset management, your traditional IRA, 401k, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, all that kind of stuff. But what we really found a niche, just like you were talking about, is in that tax strategies, right? Where we find people that have pretty decent income usually, that are paying way too much in taxes they don't want to be paying. And so we pair them up with strategies that help them potentially knock off all of that tax liability. And sometimes it's deferred, sometimes it's eliminated. There's lots of great ways to do it.
Hey, Chris, I think Uncle Sam is calling you. He's going to hold for about 10 more seconds, but Uncle Sam needs to talk to you.
Oh, okay. Sounds like I've got a call coming in, Parker. But definitely something I would love to be able to be one of those board of directors for these types of people that you're working with. If that's something that I could, put my hat in the ring.
Yeah, dude.
Put my name in the ring.
I would love that. I'd love to hear like what you can offer. If you can come to this and like tell me kind of like what sets you apart, like what you do really well. Because I admittedly have met with 31 financial advisors in the past like year. And so I would love to hear how you are the person I could send to. And honestly, if you're a cool dude, that's all I care about.
Well, he's got to be cool because Uncle Sam's calling him.
Evidently.
Great job, Parker. I heard the yes, Chris. Great job, Chris. We're going to come back to our feedbackers in just a moment, but I am going to bring Athena back. And Athena, if you would please, now we're going to pick two other participants to jump into the role player seat. So who do you think our next two should be, and what yes would they be seeking?
Ooh, okay, Bella. That was beautiful. Chris just got Parker to say, I would love to hear what you can offer. And if you're a cool dude, that's all I care about. Which is basically Parker saying, I'm already leaning yes. Just don't mess this up. Now for our next pairing, I want to see Drew Kimball and Jim Hunter in the role play seats. And here's why this is a compelling collision. Drew runs merchant services and a retail game store, which means he understands payment infrastructure and customer experience at the point of sale. Jim has 12 patents, multiple Fortune 500 exits, and he's building NC.me to reinvent advertising through a personal data economy where individuals stay anonymous but get compensated. What makes this pairing interesting is that Drew's retail game store is exactly the kind of small business that could benefit from a different advertising model. And Jim is building the infrastructure that could change how small retailers think about customer data and monetization. So here's the role play. Jim, you're playing yourself, a founder with a vision to reinvent advertising through personal data economy. Drew, you're also playing yourself, a retail game store owner who's been spending money on traditional advertising but hasn't seen the ROI you want, and you're curious about what's next. The yes Jim is seeking. Drew agreeing to pilot NC.me's platform in his retail game store for 90 days and introduce Jim to two other retail owners in his BNI network who are also frustrated with traditional advertising spend. Drew, Jim, do you accept?
Absolutely.
I'm in.
Awesome. Drew and Jim are in. So Jim, take us in. You'll have 3 minutes. And as we're getting close to the end, I will come in and interrupt if the yes has not already been seeked. So Jim, take us in.
Hey, Drew, thanks for your time today. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, I was looking at what you're doing. I saw your website. I saw the store. It looks really good. I'm going to ask you a simple question. How do you find your customers? How do you grow that base?
Yeah, it's a combined effort of word of mouth marketing, networking, local community outreach. We have the mayor coming to the store on a regular basis. So we have a lot of that. We do a little bit of social media, some digital marketing, but we just haven't seen the ROI. And I understand you're a software tech guy. So like, what do you build for your clients?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so a lot of people aren't seeing the ROI, just to be clear. We come from a different position. We're flipping the script. We think that you shouldn't be shopping for your customers with a shotgun. Because if you use the traditional mechanisms, the traditional channels that are out there, they're actually unfair. They don't give the right people the right exposure to offers and things that you might want to do. And it's really expensive because you're actually then competing against everybody else. Here's how we're flipping it. We're saying that people join our platform and they're completely anonymous. We want them to share as much as they share because they're going to land in audiences, they're going to get better deals. And then whatever you pay us, when they choose to engage an offer that you put in front of them, we give them half. So they're incentivized to actually help make this change. For you, you're only going to pay when somebody responds. You're not paying for reach here. You're actually paying for engagement. So if somebody clicks or somebody buys something from you, we're going to give them half of what you paid to make that happen. And here's the best part. You can get started for free. Here's how it works. You've got mailing lists, right? You got these groups of folks, and let's put them in two buckets. This is a customer and not yet a customer, right?
Right.
So all you got to do is reach out to them and tell them about this. We'll write a nice letter to let them know that they can make money by living their life. And we will put them into two buckets. And as they start to join our platform, we're going to give you insights about those two buckets. But those are not just insights. Like, for example, it's good to know what people's sleeping patterns are. They might indicate their gaming ability, right? It might be interesting to know somebody's game scores if they choose to share that, to know actually where they rank. There's a lot of information you may not even think about that these people may be sharing, because they're sharing their health, they're sharing their spending, they're sharing receipts, all kinds of things, so that we can find ways for you to find your customers, not with a shotgun, but with a scalpel. And when they respond, that's the only time you're going to pay. So those looks that we're going to give you into those cohorts, those are actionable. You see, oh, these guys are actually staying up late into the night. I want to reach out to them and tell them about this offer that I've got. Is this interesting to you?
Yeah, and I think a little bit of clarification, although we classify broadly as a game store, I should specify we sell board games, video games, card games, but 80% of our sales are from two products called Pokemon and Magic the Gathering. So the two customers that you probably know through the celebrity world, Logan Paul just sold the world's most expensive Pokemon card. Also, Post Malone just bought the most expensive Magic the Gathering card. So we would love to get like a Post Malone, being a Utah resident, we'd like to get him engaging with the store. It's interesting because our average customer age is 30 years old and they're spending $250 to $2,000 on cards. So it's not like an e-commerce experience like an Amazon or a Target. We're not competing against the big box stores in America. We're trying to build a community and a culture with the game store where we provide a safe, comfortable place for these fans of those game products to loiter, hang out, network, etc.
Absolutely love it. I think we can actually help you save money when you're looking for those folks, and maybe even get Post Malone on board. Or Logan Paul.
I'm all about that. I don't know about Logan Paul, but Post for sure.
I want to buy Post Malone. I want to go toe to toe with Post Malone. That was awesome. Really great job, Drew and Jim. And now we get back to the feedbackers. We'll hear back from Athena in a moment. But feedbackers are going to give 30 seconds of feedback to Chris and Jim. And it'll be 30 seconds on something that they did great, something that they could improve. And then how did they leave you feeling? So let's kick it off with Parker Wilcox. And Parker, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Chris, please?
I like it. I think that as specific as a niche as you can declare, the better, because a niche gets your foot in the door, and then you can spread out. Because the truth is, you could probably help all sorts of people, but the more specific the niche, the better.
Beautiful. And one word on how Chris left you feeling, Parker.
Interested.
Interested. Thank you, Parker. Let's go Onyx. Onyx, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jim, please?
My 30 seconds feedback for Jim is, I think that Jim really did a great job of listening to what it was that that was being offered by by Drew. And I like the fact that he was able to kind of really frame for him that there was no cost for it, and that he would be able to use it to increase his visibility.
Love that. And one word, Onyx, on how Jim left you feeling.
He left me feeling engaged.
Engaged. Love it. Thank you, Onyx. And let's go Melissa. Melissa, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Chris, please?
Yeah. I like that Chris, he asked a lot of questions. He kind of validated the response to demonstrate that he was listening, and to allow him to feel seen, heard, and understood, so that they could progress further into the conversation versus assuming that what he was offering was what was wanted. It was like an engagement, it was a natural flow, and it was not taken, it was offered because he asked questions of engagement to progress in the conversation. It wasn't forced.
Love it. And Melissa, the one word on how he left you feeling.
Can't say engaged, but it was open.
Open. Love it. Thank you for that, Melissa. And let's go, Ryan. Ryan, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jim, please?
Yeah, Jim, I thought you did a great job of explaining the not only like the benefits of what you're offering, but also like the mission and the vision and the like purpose behind what your solution is. And I think it's a really needed solution, especially for business owners to be able to get to the right people, but do it in kind of like a way that's mutually beneficial for all parties involved versus just like pay as much as you can for marketing and then get bombarded with irrelevant marketing ads as a consumer. So really great job. I think maybe just a couple more questions throughout the beginning of the conversation would have uncovered some of the things that like Drew brought up later, but you still pivoted great and you're still able to help address what Drew's trying to build and create and do it in a very, very magical way. So I think you did a really good job, really solid. I was very impressed.
Thank you.
Awesome, Ryan. And your one word on how Jim left you feeling.
Impressed would be the one. Yeah.
Impressed. Awesome job, Ryan. And I am going to bring Athena back, and Athena is going to put me on the hot seat in a scenario that I have no idea about because, you know, Chris put Chris on the hot seat, she put Jim on the hot seat. So it's only right that she puts me on the hot seat. And so, Athena, what role play would you like to put me in? And what role would you like for me to play? I can play anybody here. I can play a celebrity. I can play anyone that you think I should play. Or I could play Parker or Onyx. There are 2 participants left. But let's seek a yes from one of them. What role would you like for me to play? Who would you like for me to play it with? And what yes would you like for me to seek, please?
Ooh, Bella, okay. I'm looking at this room and I'm seeing 2 people we haven't put in the hot seat yet. Parker Wilcox and Onyx Johnson. And honestly, I want to see you go toe-to-toe with Onyx. Because here's what makes this pairing absolutely delicious. Onyx is a partner and chief strategy officer at One Influence 3 Media, building centralized infrastructure across media, healthcare, and venture platforms powered by AI native architecture. He's a system builder grounded in psychology and governance. He placed 3rd in a bodybuilding competition. This is someone who understands discipline, structure, and long-term compound results. And Bella, you've co-hosted over 2,000 episodes with more than 8,000 guests. You've been in sales and entrepreneurship for 2.5 decades. You were the #1 business broker in Nevada for 3 years. First woman ever, youngest woman ever. You understand media, you understand influence, and you understand how to create compound results through relationships. So here's the role play. Bella, you're going to play the founder of a mid-sized healthcare company that's been around for 15 years, doing about 20 million in revenue annually, but you've hit a plateau. You've tried traditional marketing, you've tried hiring more salespeople, but nothing's moving the needle. You're frustrated, you're open to something different, but you've also been pitched 100 solutions that didn't work. Onyx, you're playing yourself, the chief strategy officer at One Influence 3 Media. You've been introduced to Bella through a mutual connection who said, "This woman needs what you do, but she's been burned before. So bring your A game." The yes Onyx is seeking, Bella agreeing to a 90-day pilot engagement where One Influence 3 Media builds AI native infrastructure to centralize.
Okay, so we will do this. So I'm actually doing the one, so we'll do that. I have the mid-size healthcare company, and Onyx, I'm going to go from hello to yes with you to come in and maybe help us go to the next level. How does that resonate?
That resonates well. So just so I'm hearing you correctly, I'm coming in to go over what it is that you're doing to get you to a yes based on what we can do for you.
I am actually going to be the one that's going from hello to yes with you. So I'm the one that's seeking the yes.
Okay, got it.
So someone has introduced us. They said that I could use your services, and so I'm going to go from hello to yes with you to come in and maybe do an audit or something. Sound good?
Okay, sounds great.
All right. Hello, is this Onyx?
This is Onyx.
Hey, Onyx, this is Bella Verita. I think Melissa Kalari connected us because she said, you might be able to help us out with our business. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for taking the time. I know you only had a couple of minutes today, so thank you for taking the time today. And Onyx, let me ask you this. What made you take this call with me in the first place?
I took this call because I'm really interested in building conscious-driven projects. And I wanted to understand what were you up to see if it aligned with the philosophy and ecosystem that we engage in.
Got it. Well, thank you for that. And could you tell me just a little bit about, I heard consciousness is important. I use the word ecosystem. So it sounds like you're super selective in the type of clients that you work with. So when it comes to, the consciousness and the type of clients, like what's most important to you and what do you look for most?
What's most important to me is to know that whatever it is that you're up to is something that belongs in the world, something that's worth working on, something that's worth us putting our energy behind, something that is worthy of having a system built behind it that's going to drive it from your actual concept through to the engagement with other people wanting to work on it. So what's really key for me here is to be certain that we are aligned on your integrity as it relates to your project and that we can drive those results with you and for you.
Gotcha. I definitely think we could be online there. And just final question, and then I can share a little bit about, what it is that we do, and you can let me know if it aligns for you and for a client that you want to take on. But what would you say, do you have a size company that is your sweet spot? Anything like that we would want to know, like this is really your sweet spot.
If I had to choose a sweet spot, I would say it would be either a startup or a small business. And that would be because of where they're at, it allows us the opportunity to reshape them. We would believe that they've made less mistakes and it gives us the opportunity to help mold their direction.
Got it. Understood. Okay. So if I could share a little bit then about myself, and then you can let me know if maybe you think that there's somewhere for us to go. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Perfect. So recently in the last couple of years, I've started a business in medical revenue recovery. Are you familiar with medical revenue recovery?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So we partnered with a company called Caligy Recovery. They've been around for 20 years. So and they're, on the verge of becoming $1 billion company. So they're not in the small startup phase anymore. However, me personally, I've contracted with them. I've recently started a business within the Caligy Recovery, my own entity called Bella Recovery. And we've been doing medical revenue recovery now for a couple of years. It's been going pretty good. We've helped doctors recover about, let's go somewhere, I think in the $3 to $5 million range. We've helped doctors recover, and we're really looking to reach more doctors and, get out there. We've done a lot of, cold outreach and built things that way, having events, what we call practice mastery events for doctors, where we invite them to dinner and stuff. But I'm kind of looking for some, new strategies. I'd like to go from, that 3 to 5 million, and within the next 2 years be maybe 10 to 20 million. So how does that resonate with you or not? And is that something you think we could maybe schedule a longer meeting for?
You've come to the right person at the right time. This is one of the projects that I actually specialize in. And so I think that we can absolutely help you to get to where you'd like to be.
Perfect. Well, let's have that longer conversation, maybe sometime tomorrow, Onyx, if that works for you.
That works for me.
Awesome. Great job. Onyx, how was that for you? How did I do in that role play seat?
You did you did well. You did
And what
well.
what has you laughing?
When we spoke about a conscious project, just you asking all the questions, and coming in with MRR, obviously you're helping doctors to recover lost revenue and leakage. So obviously that's a great project. You're helping people that are helping other people in the world, so we can qualify you as part of our conscious venture platform. Absolutely.
Well, that is awesome. Thank you, Onyx, for jumping into that role play with me. And Onyx, how was your time overall on Melissa and Ryan's Heart of Influence?
It was amazing. I got to hear people just practice fifth level listening and just responding to that. I thought that was great. It was really interesting to hear how Athena paired people up and why she paired people up together. I thought that was really cool. I've had a great time. This has been fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Onyx. More to do for sure. And let's go, Parker Wilcox, partner. Parker, thank you for being here today. And how was your time? We didn't get you in a role player seat today, but how was your time overall in the Heart of Influence?
Great. Observing everyone, learning and growing on. I think asking questions is really, really important.
Yeah.
And then listening to, like, because it's not enough to just pitch yourself. It has to be a right fit. And so questions is the only way you're going to get there.
Absolutely. Echo that for sure. Thank you, Parker, for being here. And since we're on the Parker train, let's go to our wild Parker, Parker Strong. How was your time? Great job in the role player seat. Love your energy. And how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence?
Oh, if I'm Wild Parker, does that make him Calm Parker?
At least right now, because he hasn't had a child yet, but we'll have to begin in a few months.
Yeah, you don't know him well enough. Trust me. It was great. This was awesome. I think there's some really awesome top tier people here that I would love to continue to meet after this, which is kind of what, this stuff is about. And I got to know more about, frankly, Drew, who I do know from other networking events. It was kind of fun to hear his side of things from a different take. And, I've been to like 3 or 4 networking events with him, and this was like a cool way to have him open up in a way that I didn't know some of those businesses and stuff that he was doing. So that was cool. And then obviously a lot of you guys, Onyx, that's probably the coolest name I've ever heard in my life. Plus you're absolutely yacked, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it was just cool. This is all around just like really cool people. Like I really enjoyed talking to everybody or meeting them.
Awesome. Thank you, Parker. Very well said. Thank you for being here. Looking forward to doing more for sure. And let's go, Chris, who was in the role player seat going from hello to yes with Parker. Absolutely fantastic job. And Chris, how was your time overall? Was that easier than piano lessons?
I would echo what everyone else has said. It's been great to meet all of you guys and hear what you've been doing in your respective fields. I think this is a powerful team of people here. I would love to continue conversations. And as you heard on my role play, I like to ask lots of questions and learn about people. I would love to be able to sit with each one of you and have long conversations about your life experiences and what you do, because I feel like that's how I grow best, is hearing what other people have done, how they've done it, the challenges they faced, how they've overcome them. And that's what this gives us a chance to do, is to kind of talk through those things and hear different approaches in that way. So it was great. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Very well said, Chris. Thank you so much for that. And let's go to our other role player, jumping into that role player seat, saying yes, jumping in. Jim, fantastic job. And Jim, how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence?
It was it exceeded expectations. I already knew it was going to be amazing because I was at immersion a couple of weeks ago. But the quality of the folks that are actually joined here, the quality of the energy that's in the room, you did a great job of kind of keeping things rocking, and Athena did an amazing job of finding the correlations and the unseen. So it's great to be here. And Onyx and Melissa are family, so it was great to have them here as well. And learn little secrets about everybody, which is fantastic as well.
That is awesome. Thank you, Jim, for your contribution and your energy as well. And finally, let's go to Drew, who sells games, got to play a game today. Drew, how was your time overall in the Heart of Influence today?
Oh, it was great. I mean, anytime you can sharpen the saw, so iron sharpens iron, and anytime you can get collaborative, right? When you do these masterminds, whether it's virtual or in person, I like in person because the energy is better and you read the room a little differently. But I feel like overall, there's an interesting identification that comes from practicing your craft, whether that's a role play, a pitch, just getting better every day. I remember when I did door-to-door sales years ago, I would pitch in the mirror, and I thought this is so weird. And then I would pitch people I knew and just said, "Give me your feedback. Just tell me I suck because I need to get better at this." And I think those that constantly improve, they will improve. And I mean, Bruce Lee said it like this: I don't fear the man that's practiced 2,000 kicks 2 times. I fear the man that's practiced 2 kicks 2,000 times. So as complex as business is, just get really good at one or two things and then be that person for those two things. Whether that's you create yes for setting up the appointments or you create yes for marketing the business, just get really good at those two roles and then you progress from there.
Love that, Drew. Sound advice for sure. Thank you for your energy and contribution, Drew. And let's go final before we hear from Athena. Final on your Heart of Influence, Melissa.
Oh, goodness. I mean, it's just incredible to get such dynamic people together and what a fun way to get people to open up in an arena or in an area that they wouldn't normally open up. And hello to yes as I went up, rode a dolphin naked. That's like the fastest hello to yes I've ever. I usually get people to tell me about their poop and libido on their first on my first visit with them. Never never qualified that. So that was fascinating. But it's a really fun, dynamic way to get people to open up, feel comfortable, and really you get to see people's personalities because I think when you do things in a canned way, you get canned responses and canned expressions of who they really are. And this is just a really authentic way to get people to open up and see how they see things and respond. And it's just what a valuable tool.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Melissa. And let's go, Ryan. Ryan, your final on your show, please.
Yeah, this was awesome. I knew it was going to be awesome because I knew all the people that were coming and all the unique personalities and experiences and all the things. And so I was not disappointed whatsoever. I think we got a really cool group of people here, and the structure, having Athena run the thing, that was an amazing optimization, and to see those connections and everything. I wasn't sure how it was all going to go, but I knew Athena hasn't disappointed me yet. And this was a really fun way to get everybody going. And like, we're going to talk as a group later about some things to build off of this, but this is exactly what this is all about. It's about having an experience with people where we don't have to like sit around and be all stuffy, and you get to learn about some fun things, get people laughing, because then that's how real connections are made. And that's what this is about. It's about alignment, like Onyx was saying, it's all about alignment, finding those people that you can genuinely connect with and where there's synergy and all the things. So I am very grateful for this experience and grateful for everybody taking the time to invest in themselves, their business, and I look forward to having many conversations to come. So this was awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Ryan. And I'm going to bring Athena back for her final. Athena, we are over time. So if you please could, in like 300 words or less, your final, what you would like everybody to take away from the show and why they should continue to do more together and not just let this be in one of those other networking things that they went to, met some cool people and never do anything with. So Athena, please, in your fun and wit, your final, please. She may have timed out. Athena, are you there for your final? I think she timed out. So that happens at 60 minutes because we went a little bit over. But want to thank Athena and everybody for being here today. We've got some gifts for you in the chat. And these are not throwaway gifts. One of the things is we do have a LinkedIn group to continue the connections because we realize that you want to continue to foster relationships to see if you want to do more together. There's some books that we give away, so definitely click that link in the chat. You should also get it in an email as well. And that reminds me really quickly, did everybody get emails before you came to the show, like one with a PDF and all of that? You got all that. Okay, just want to make sure that that was working. And so you should get a follow-up email that also has got everything that is in the chat. You can click that link if you want quicker access. Want to thank everybody for being here. Absolutely phenomenal job, Ryan and Melissa, at bringing these individuals together today, because it does take a lot of energy and effort. It takes a lot of thought of like, who do I want to bring together? Why should they be here? And you guys successfully did that here today. So absolutely fantastic job. And we end every show by saying, although Sean may be physically blind, sometimes we're all blind to the opportunities right in front of us and just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, Bella.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for the invite.